ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्वसे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थे सुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं विधो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुके। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Mahapurana, and this is 11th Canto, first chapter, beginning from first verse. So we just completed the 10th Canto, which is considered as the heart of Sri Krishna, and 11th is considered as his head. So we have two sides of brain, left side, right side. One is emotional side, other is logical side. So emotional side is the heart, logical side is the brain, head. So from heart to head, moving up. So this is the most philosophical part of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, and Sri Krishna himself speaks 23 chapters in it. Krishna taught Bhagavad Gita in 18 chapters to Uddhava. Here he teaches in more elaborate, to Arjuna 18 chapters, and here he speaks much more elaborate and beyond Bhagavad Gita in 23 chapters. And before that also there is teachings of the Yogeshwara to King Nimi. So a lot of nice philosophy which comes after you are settled with your heart. So you can also now grasp this. So Sri Badarayani Rovacha, Sri Sukadeva Goswami said, Kritva Daitavadham Krishna Saramo Yadubhir Vritaha Bhuvo Avatari Yadbharam Javishtam Janayan Kalim. Saramaha Krishna Yadubhir Vritaha Saramaha Krishna Daityavadham Kritva Kalim Janayan Bhuva Javishtam Bharam Avatarayat. So this nice anvay is given in this book, which is very helpful. So Sri Krishna along with Balaram, surrounded by the Yadavas, after he has decimated the Daityas, then he created Kali or quarrel among his own family members and quickly removed the burden of the earth, Bharam Avatarayat. That is the verse and commentary by Sri Vishnu Chakravarti. So first there are 4 slokas of Mangala-charana he does here. The first verse has a lot of alliteration in it because he was sitting on the Radha Kund next to Govardhan. So therefore he prays to Govardhan. Sri Govardhan Dharadharam Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Prabhum Govardhana Dharadharam Sri Govardhanam Ashraye. So he says that I take shelter of Sri Govardhan and Govardhan Dharadharam. So mountains are called Bhudhara. So they are the maintainer of they like supposed to hold the earth in its position. That's why they are called Bhudhara. They uphold. So it says Govardhan Dhara Adharam. Now it is difficult to figure out to which he is saying. I will give my own interpretation as I understand. So Govardhan Dhar is Krishna, because he is the one who uplifted Govardhan. And Govardhan Dhara Adharam is Govardhan. Means he is the Adhar. Krishna also walked on it, played on it. And Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Prabhum. So Govardhan Prabhu is one who is tending the cows, is Krishna. And Govardhan Dhara Adharam. So the first Govardhan Dhara Adhara, I am not very clear to what he means. Second one you can apply to him. But this one I don't know, because twice he uses Govardhan Dhara Adharam, Govardhan Dhara Adharam. Obviously they must have different meaning. So Govardhan Dhara Adharam, I don't know what is the second meaning.
I don't know, but in the Grantha Mandira there is only once Govardhana Dhara.
What is the reading?
It just says Govardhana Dharadharam Śrīmad Govardhana Prabhum Pranamya Shri Gurum Bhuya Shri Krishna Karunarnavam.
Okay, that's different, but here it is different. No, Pranamya Shri Gurum Bhuya Shri Krishna Karunarnavam is the next sloka. Yeah, so they have misunderstood. So definitely they are like that. Anyway, he is praying to Govardhan, that is the main thing, and then he prays to Krishna, who is Govardhan Dhar. And Govardhan is the Adhar for him. And Krishna is also Govardhan. He also tends cows, so he is also Govardhan Prabhu. But the first one is not clear. So then he says, Pranamya Shri Gurum Bhuya Shri Krishnam Karunarnavam Lokanatham Jagat Chakshu Shri Shukam Tam Upashraye. So after paying obeisances again and again to my Guru, and then also to Sri Krishna, who is the ocean of mercy, and to Loknath, because he comes in the lineage of Loknath, Narottam Das Thakur and so on. And Jagat Chakshu, so it is very clear that Vishwanath Chakravarti comes in the lineage of Loknath Goswami, but some people try to apply him in the Nityananda line. So Sri Shukam Tamupashraye. So I take shelter of Sri Shuka, who is the Chakshu of the world, the eye of the world, because he gives knowledge through Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. Gopa Rama Jan Prana Prana Preyase Ati Prabhushnave Tadiya Priya Dasyaya Mam Madiya Aham Dade. So it is very interesting that he says that I offer myself and whatever I possess to the servitorship. He is not saying Tadiya Priya Dasaya, but Priya Dasyaya. This means Das Bhav, service. So I offer everything basically to the loving service. That is Goparamajan Prana Preyase Ati Prabhushnave. And then who is the Prana Preyase and Ati Bhushnave, who is the most beloved of the gopis, to that. Ekena Maushal Arambho Jayanteya Katha Tataha Chaturbhi Stutir Ekena Brahma Ishadi Divokasam. Sri Krishna Uddhav Samvado Vinstyatri Yujatata Ekena Kul Samhara Ekena Antar Dhir Hari Ishito Evam Ekottar Trinshat Adhyayais Tattva Bodhakaihi Muktir Ekadasa Skandhe Kirtita Puru Lakshita. So in these two slokas he is summarizing the contents of this canto or skandha. There are 31 chapters in this. The first chapter, which we are studying now, it is talking about the Maushal Leela, or the beginning of how this whole thing, the curse, came on Yadu dynasty. Then in 4 chapters there is the teachings of Navayogin version of Jayanti. And then Stutire Kena Brahmeshadi Divoksham. Then in 1 chapter there are prayers of Divoksham or the Devas, headed by Brahma, Shiva, etc. Then in 23 chapters there is a dialogue between Sri Krishna and Uddhava. Then in one chapter there is a description of the demolition of the Yadu dynasty, and then in one chapter there is description of Krishna's disappearance from the earth. So in this way there are 31 chapters which describe Tattva, or the truth is being described. And the topic of this 11th canto is Mukti. So there are 10 subjects described in Bhagavatam. Atra sargo visargasya sthanam poshnamute manvantareshanukatha nigraha mukti nirodha ashraya. So this mukti is being described here in the 11th canto. And what is mukti? That is also described there. Mukti hitva anitha rupam swarupena vyavasthite. So to give up the other, everything else, and to become situated in one's own swarupa, that is called mukti. So that's what Krishna did. That's what is being described here. Krishna first did away with the asuras, Datyavadha, which is described. Then he got rid of his own family members also. And then he was situated in his own swarupa. That's how he sat under the tree, Aswatha tree, by himself. So that is swarupena avasthiti, situated in that. So not only mukti is described, but it is also demonstrated by Krishna, that how he is free from everything. So that is the subject of this canto. Tatra tu prathama adhyaye swakul kshayak chintanam harina brahma sapo bhut mausalyapyer erkatatihi. So in the first chapter there is description of Krishna's thinking or planning how to get rid of his family members. Swakula Kshaya. And then Harina Brahma Shapo Abhut. Then there is description how the Yadavas were cursed by the Brahmanas, where they said that one rod will be produced by Samba, who was dressed as a pregnant woman. And they said one rod will come and that will be the cause of destruction. So an iron rod came out, and then they rubbed it on the bank of the sea beach, to make powder out of it. And that powder grew up into Erakatati, a grass which is very sharp. It is used for making mat, katam karoti. So that is what they used to fight with each other. That acted like swords, and they killed each other. And one little part was remaining, they threw it into the sea. That was swallowed by a fish. Fish was caught by fishermen. So the thing came out, that was put in front of the arrow, and with that arrow Krishna's foot was hit. So that's how the marshal became the cause of destruction. So that is the summary of the first chapter. So tadevam dashame skandhe dashama ashray tattvam vichitra charitamrit vitarana vismapita prinita svabhakta sumanasam swayam bhagvantam Sri Krishnam nirupya Tacharana paricharana ashritam muktim ekadashe atra skandhe nirupyan kinchid avshishtam taccharitram vaktum purvokta anuvadena upkramte kritva ityadina. So in this way, after describing the 10th subject, so dasme dasmam, this is what Sridhar Swami also writes in the beginning of 10th Canto in his commentary, that the 10th topic, which is the Ashraya Tattva, dasmasya vishuddhyartham navanami lakshanam varnyanti mahatmana. So Sutya Tathanjasa. So the 10th is Sri Krishna, that is what is being described in the 10th canto. So that was described, which wonderful pastimes, Charitamrita, Vitarana Vismapita, Pranit. So the minds of the devotees were pleased and astonished by distributing the nectar of the wonderful pastimes of Sri Krishna. And then Swayam Bhagavantam Sri Krishnam Nirupya, after describing Sri Krishna himself, Tacharana Paricharana Ashritanam Muktim. So the mukti of those who are doing seva to his feet is being described in this skandha. Atra ekadase skandhe nirupyan kinchid avsishtam taccharitram vaktam. And also to speak about some of the remaining pastime of Krishna, that is closing his Leela. So, Purvokta Anuvadena Upkramate. So he begins this chapter first by repeating what has already been said or described, just like referring to it. Kritva Daitavadam Krishna, after killing all the Daityas, because there are a lot of description of the killing of the Daityas there. So, Kritva Ityadina. Avatariyat ityatra ad agama bhava arsha. So, Avatariyat, there should have been Avatariyat, because Av is the prefix, and Atariyat, or it should be Avatariyat. So Avatariyat, he says that Dhata Purvamat Bhutesh or Bhutesh Ajitesha. So that one At is missing in the beginning, which he calls this as Adagama. Adagama Bhava Arsha. So such usages are called Ars usage, or usage of the sage, which are not according to the Panini grammar basically. And the word Javishtam, Java means vague or quickly, to do something quickly is called Java. And Javishtam means very quickly. Javishtam Vegvattaram Kalim Kuru Pandavadi Kalham. So he did the quarreling between Kauravas and Pandavas. So that was also his Leela. ये कोपिता सुबहु पांडु सुता सपत्नैर्द्युर्द्युत हेलन कच ग्रहणादिभिस्तान कृत्वा निमित्तं मितरेतरतः समेतान् हत्वा नृपान् निरहरत क्षितिभारमीशः. So सपत्नै दुर्द्युत हेलना कच ग्रहणादिभिः ये पांडु सुता सुबहु कोपिता तान निमित्तं कृत्वा इतरेतरतः समेतान् नृपान् हत्वा ईशः क्षितिभारं निर्हरत्. So Bhagavan Sri Krishna, the ruler, he dispelled the burden of earth by making the sons of Pandus very angry. And how he made them angry? That was through the enemies, the Kauravas, who cheated them in the gambling match. Durdyuta, Helana, disrespected them, such as pulling Draupadi by the hair, Kachagrahanadivi, and bringing him into the assembly. So this obviously enraged the Pandavas, and thus they became the means for the fight between Kauravas and Pandavas. This anger, due to this anger, Itraitaha Sametan Kripan. And then both sides gathered a lot of kings to support them. They all fought and all got killed. This never happens in any battle, that from both sides everybody gets killed. The one which is victorious, obviously some soldiers remain from their side, but here both sides except for the 5 Pandavas, Kritvarma and Satyaki. So 6 people from the side of the Pandavas, 5 sons were remaining, they were killed at night. So basically 11 people from here. From other side, 1.5. Kritvarma and Duryodhan half. He was half dead. Thigh was broken, but he was still alive. So only that many people survived. And of course Kripacharya, Aswathama. So you can say 3.5. So otherwise nobody survived. Or at least maybe some not so important people. So he says, Nripan hatva isha kshiti bharam nirharat. So like the burden of the earth was removed. So Kali meve vivranoti. So in this verse he describes the Kali. Kali means, what does Kali means? Kali means quarreling and cheating, hypocrisy. That's what Kali means. Ye Pandu Suta Sapatane Duryodhanadivi. So the sons of Pandu, they were made very angry by the enemies, Duryodhana, etc. Subahu Atyadhik Yatha Syat Tatha. So not just little bit angry, but terribly angry. Means the anger was not pacified. Tatha Durdyutadibhi Karni. By what were they made? By Dyut. That was the reason. The main thing, of course, there were already attempts made to kill them, but the straw which broke the back of the camel, that was the gambling match. That's where Bhima took that I will kill all these 100 sons of the Pandavas and break the thigh of Duryodhana. So then it has to happen. Till then they did not take any vows like that. So therefore this Dyuta was one of the very instrumental thing. And then Draupadi was insulted, so she also kept on prodding them, giving them lecture, how can you sit quietly? She even said that if you don't fight, I will take my sons and make them fight, take revenge. My father, my brother, my sons. She had 5 sons from 5 Pandavas. So this was the main cause. Kopita Taneva Arjunadin Nimittam Kritva. So Arjuna became one of the, Arjuna and Bhima, these were the 2 big killers from the side of the Pandavas. So Nimittam Kritva Paraspartaha Sametan Ubhyo Pakshyor Militan Nripan Hatva Kshiter Bharam Nirharata Jahara. So then they combined together at the battlefield of Kurukshetra and came together and killed each other, and then the burden of the earth was removed. So this is the story of human life, fighting, and the burden gets removed, then some more burden comes. Manyevnirnanugatopi gatam hi bharam yad yadav kulamaho avishahiyamaste. So now when all this happened, Krishna came to Dwarka. Bhubhar raja pritna yadubhir nirasya guptai subahurachintyada prameyah manyev nirnanugatopi gatam hi bharam yad yadav kulamaho avisahyamaste. So aprameyah achintyat. So Krishna, who is aprameya, aprameya means it is very difficult to know what he is trying to do. Who is going to think that he is going to plan to kill his own family? Can anyone think like that? So that's why he is called aprameya. That no one can understand his mind. So he thought that still the Bhubhara Rajapitana Yadubhir Nirasya Guptai Svabahubhira Chintyada Prameya, that all these kings, they have been destroyed by the Yadavas, and he was protecting them. Guptai Yadubhir Nirasya Manyav Ner Nanub Gatopi Avgatam Bharam. Then he thought that although the burden of the earth have been removed, but it is not yet removed completely. So Gatepi Avgatam Manye hi Bharam. Why he thought like that? That although it is removed, it is still not removed. So he says that Yadavam Kulam Aho Avisahiyamaste. He says that this dynasty of the Yadava is still there, and this is Avisahiya. No one can counter them. They are so powerful that they cannot be conquered by anybody. So they are there. If I go, if I leave now, then they can start doing something. Because after one gets power, then one can become proud by power. Although it is not expected from the Yadavas, but still he's thinking. So Yadu bhi kidrishai, what kind of Yadus are there? He says Swabahu bhi guptai, bhujbal palitai. They are protected by his own arm. Achintyat paramamarsa, he thought, he deliberated. Tat chintanasya tatratyai gyatum ashakyatvad aprameya. And his thinking cannot be understood by anybody who were present at that time. So therefore he is called aprameya. Chintanamaha manyeti. What was his thinking? What was he meditating on? So that is being described here, manyeti. Nanu iti vitarke. So nanu is that chintan. So sthanurva, purshava. That kind. Do this or I should do that. What shall I do? So lok pratitya bharo gatah tadapi aham bharam agatam eva manye. Although from the point of view of people the burden has been dispelled, but he says that from my own thinking the burden is still there. He was not resting yet because he did not feel that earth is completely free. Ityataha yaditi Yadav kulasya param dharmikasya api bharatva prakara pratham skande vyakhyata. So the dynasty of the Yadavas, they are supremely dharmika, they are very pious religious people. They are not working against dharmic principles. So why are they considered as the burden? So he says this is described in the first canto. So it is not very clear where is it described in first canto. Try to see it. I don't see much like that they are the burden. There are descriptions of Yadavas greeting him, coming out, all that. But that their burden is not known. But he says here, Bharata Prakara. नैवन्यतः परिभवस्य भवेत् कथञ्चिन् मत्संश्रयस्य विभवो न हनस्य नित्यम् अन्तः कलिं यदुकुलस्य विधाय वेणु स्तम्भस्य वह्निम् इव शान्तिमुपैमि धाम. So he says that it is not possible at all that they can be overpowered, subdued, conquered by anyone else, because they are all associates of Sri Krishna. They are all powerful like him. Earlier also it was described that his sons were powerful like him. So it is not possible that someone else can remove them from the earth. And moreover they are vibhavo unnahanasyas. They are very much empowered, being sheltered under him. Mat sansrayasya vibhavo unnahanasyas. So therefore that is not possible that they can be. And they are always like that, nityam. So the only possibility is antaha kalim yadukulasya vidhaya. That I will make them fight with each other. Mutual, just like Kauravas and Pandavas fought with each other. They are also family members. They are all Kauravas. These are also Yadavas. So the biggest danger is from your own people. That's what Kauravas, Pandavas fought, and Yadavas also fought among themselves. So he says it is just like a forest of bamboo. Dry bamboos can catch fire and then they burn. So they rub with each other, catch fire, and then the whole bamboo forest gets burnt. So he says, then only I will rest in peace. Santi mupaimi dhama. Then I will go to my abode peacefully. This is what he thought. Tari idamapi anyai ghatyatam tatrahe naiviti. So if someone says that these Yadavas can also be killed by others, just as others got killed, so he says, no, that is not possible. Paribhava tiraskaro api na sambhavet. Forget about killing. It is not even possible to subdue them or disregard them. Kimut hananam. Killing is just not possible. Iti bhava. Tatra hetum maditi. The reason for that is that they are taken my shelter, so no one can kill them. Ataha svena api hananam anuchitam iti bhava. And I also cannot kill them because they have taken my shelter, so how can I kill them? So therefore, neither I can kill them nor others can kill them. So the only solution is that they kill each other. Tari kotra samadhi. So what is the solution here? Says antariti. Yadukulasya prabhasam gamitasya kalim loka pratitam kalham vidhaya. Teneva tasya shantim nasham vidhaya. Dhama vakuntham upemi. So I will make them go to Prabhasa and in the eyes of the people, I will make them fight with each other. Lok Pratitam. Of course, this was, as we already read, just to separate the devas from them and make them disappear. That was just kalaham vidhaya, make them fight. Tenev tasya shantim nasam vidhaya. And that will bring their destruction. Then I will go to Vaikuntha Dhama, Vaikuntha Mupami. So what does it mean I will go to Vaikuntha? So he says Swamsena Narayan Swarupena Swamsena Yasyami. So because when Krishna appears on earth, then all other avatars also enter into him. So those avatars will go back to their abode, especially Narayana. That's why when he left in 400 form. And he will remain here only. Because you just read Jayati Jan Nivasa Devaki Janvada. So Jayati was explained that he is eternal present. So he is ever present in Dwarka also. So he will remain, but Narayan will go. So Narayan goes to Vaikuntha. Therefore it says Narayana Swarupena Swamsena. By his Amsa Narayana, he will go to Vaikuntha. Venustambasya Vansa Sankhya Sanghasya Mathnottham Vanhi Vidhaya Tenaiva Vansa Sanghasya Nasam Vidhaya Pavno Yatha Dham Antardhanam Yati Tatha. So he is giving the example. So just like the cluster of the bamboos can rub each other and fire is generated in them, and then this fire burns them, and then the fire disappears and the wind also. So like that I will also disappear, means I will enter into my aprakat leela, and those devas who had taken birth on earth, they will go back to their own abode. That is the reason of Mausal Leela. Evam vyavasito rajan satya sankalpa ishvaraha Shrapa vyajena vipranam sanjrahe svakulam vibhu. So Satya Sankalpa Ishvara evam vyavasita. So Ishvara is called Satya Sankalpa, means whatever he decides or whatever Sankalpa he takes, it comes true. So in this way he made the decision, and Vipranam Shap Vyajena Svakulam Sanjare. So through the means of the curse of the Brahmanas, he concluded the activities of his family members, closed them. That's what he did. Evam eva vyavasitam mano nishchaya yasya sa. So he ascertained like this in his mind. Swapavyajena vipranam, through the medium of the curse of the Brahmanas. Why is that? Brahman mahatmya prakhyāpanam api ekam eva prayojanam iti bhava. So his purpose was also to establish the glory of the Brahmanas besides. So he is doing these two things, that is making his family members fight because of the curse, and the curse is also establishing the superiority of the Brahmanas, that they were able to curse them, Yadavas. So he is achieving that also. Samurtya-loka lavanya nirmuktya-lochanam nirnam girbhista smaratam chittam padaistanikṣatam kriyaha achidya kirtim suslokam vitatya hi anjasanukau tamo aniyatarisyanti ityagat svapadam ishvaraha. So he says that Swamurtya Loka Lavanya Nirmuktya Alochanam Nirnam. So by the beauty of his own form, he belittled the beauty of people here in the world. And Alochanam Nirnam, and he attracted the eyes of people towards his beauty. And Girbhistam ta smratam chittam, and by his speech he attracted their mind so that they can think of him. And padaistanikṣatam kriya, and by his movements he stopped their activities because everybody will look at him. So in this way he attracted people through his beauty, his words, his actions to him, and thus he established his fame. So all these people who were attracted to him, they became liberated, and after he left, Kirtim Suslokam Vidatahi Anjasanukau. So he spread his fame on earth in this way, and those people who hear these pastimes of his glory or glorious acts, then they will also transcend the ignorance or bondage of this material world. So doing this, the Ishvara, Sri Krishna, he left and went to his abode, Swampadam, to his own supreme position. Tadevam स्वाविर्भाव प्रयोजनम सर्वम संपाद्य अंतर्धात इत्याह लोकेभ्य. So in this way, after concluding all his purpose, achieving all his purpose, he became aprakat or unmanifest. That is being described in these two slokas. So lokebhya lavanyasya nirmuktis tyago danam yatastatha. So nirmukti takes the meaning as tyaga, which means here as he says that charity means he gave the beauty, his beauty to people. Yatastatham murtya pashyatam lochanam achidya iti. So that when people saw his beauty, they were completely fascinated by it. Tato anyasya avlokanena lochanasya aprivritte. Then they did not want to see anyone else. Lochanendriyam apritya ityartha. So the meaning is that he stole the eyes of people or the vision of the people through his beauty. Tatha swagirbhista gire achidya iti. And then by his speech he attracted the speech of others. Vakindriya apahara. Means he will speak, then everybody gets astonished and stops talking. Vagindriya rahitanam cha karnendriya abhav darshanat. So in this way he took away the speech, and when you cannot speak, you also lose your karnendriya, your sense of hearing, because they are related. Those people who cannot speak, they also have problem in hearing. Girbhir karnendriya cha aprita ityartha. So he says by speech he also took away the sense of hearing. Tatha smartam chittam adhichidya. And those who were meditating on him, he took away their chitta, heart. Tathai padais charana chinnhai sthanikshtam Ikshmana nam anyato gamnadike. And by his foot, which means by footprint. So those people who looked at his footprint, they will just stop moving and be amazed by the signs on his footprint. So in this way he took away their activities, kriyascha chidya akrishya gritva agat agamat, and thus he left the world. Krishna avtirya nirnam chakshuradi sarvasvam hritva tan andha mukha badhira unmatta jadan eva karod ityatah kastam dayalum vaden mahachora eva sahiti vyaj stuti. So he says that this is a vyaj stuti, where you praise a person by actually criticizing him. That he is actually a great thief, that he stole away the eyes, the tongue, the movement, the ears, everything, and he made everybody as deaf, dumb, crazy, inert. He did this. So how can he be called Dayalu? Anyone who makes you speechless and blind, unable to move, how can that person be called Dayalu, Kripalu, gracious? So he says this is what he did to people. So he is a great thief because he stole all these abilities of people. So this is the Vyajastuti, praise by speaking in a contrary manner. Vastutastu datyabhya api samhritya muktim dadau. In reality, he even gave liberation even to the datyas whom he killed. Tadanyabhyastu swasaundaryadi lavanya sindhu nimajya premanam eva dadau. And to others who were not datyas, asuras, he drowned them in the beauty of ocean like, or the ocean of his beauty, and gave them prema. Iti etavan nirpadhi niralur nasti. There is nobody who is causeless gracious like him. Sarvas na kopiti bhava. There is nobody like him. Kincha shobhna sloka kavinam yatra tam vitatya vistarya. Moreover, he spread his fame in the form of various beautiful verses composed by the great poets. Ata parau kau prithivyam janisyamana janatame sansar samudra manya naukya sukhe tarishyanti. So that once he is gone, then people who are born later on, they will be able to cross over this ocean of the material world easily by the boat of his fame. Iti matva eva agat iti. Thinking like this only, he left his fame. Bhavishyat janeshu etavati daya iti bhava. So not only that he gave his grace to the people who were present at that time when he was physically present, but also for the future generations. Swampadam swiyam vyavsayam agat. So he gives a different meaning to pada. The word pada means abode, place, destination. But he gives a special meaning to the word pada as his nischaya, his determination, means he achieved his determination in this way. Because that is also one of the meaning of the word pada according to Amar Kosh. Padam vyavasiti strana sthane lakshma angri vastusu. Sapad shata varshante sarvasmin eva sviya chikirshite nismarne sati sampratam prapanchik loka drishyo bhavishyami iti upasthito yasvavashaya tam prapa. So what was his nischaya, his conclusion or determination? That I have lived here for 125 years and I have done what all I wanted to do. Now I will become invisible to the people of this world. So this is what he concluded. and he achieved it. न तो सर्वांशेनैव स्वीयपदं प्रसिद्ध वैकुंठम अगात् इति व्याख्यातुं शक्यम्. So one should not say that he went to Vaikuntha complete in his full personality. Why? तस्य द्वारकादि धाम त्रय नित्य विहारत्वस्य पूर्वस्कंधान्ते व्याख्यातत्वात्. Because at the end of the previous canto it was described that he is eternally present in Vraja, Dwarka, Mathura, right? That Jati Jannivasa sloka. That's how it was explained. Ante cha shruti smrityadi pramanto vyakyasya manatvacha. It will also be described later on at the end of this canto with pramanas from Shruti and Smriti that he is eternally present in these abodes. Nitya Sannihito Hari. Bhagavan is ever present there. Tritiyada Uddhavokta. In the third canto also there are statements by Uddhava. Krishna Dyumani Nimloche Girnesu Ajgare Nahya Kimnu Na Kuslam Broyam Gata Srishu Grihe Suham Iti Atra Ajopi Jato Bhagavan Yathagni. So there is also Swasanta Rupe Suitrai Swarupai Abhyardamanesu Anukampitatma Paravaresho Mahadansi Yukto Ajopi Jato Bhagavan Yathagni. So Uddhava also explains that just like fire becomes manifest, fire is present in the wood, it becomes manifest, you stop it, it is there, becomes aprakat. Like that he came and he, like the sun, Dyumani. So sun is not lost when you don't see him. At night also sun is there, but you don't see him. So in the same way Krishna did not completely leave and go to Vaikuntha, but became unmanifest here. So yathagnityatra cha dhumani adi drishtantena tasya dwarkadi swadham tyaga abhavasya dridhikritatvacha. So he says that here by the example of sun and fire, it has been established that he is ever present in his abode, Dwarka, Mathura and Vraja. So that is the end of this sloka. We will stop here if there is any question.
First verse where Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is giving his stuti, the fourth line, Eken Moshal Arambo Jayanta Iya Katha. What is the viched? Jayante Iya Katha Tata.
Jayante, that sons of Jayanti, this Navyogendras.
Jayante Iya Katha.
Navyogendra's mother's name is Jayanti. Okay. So they are called Jayanteya.
Jayante.
Like Kunti's son is Kaunteya.
Okay. So then after one line, Evam ekuttar trinshad adhyayas तत्व बोधकई. ये पार्ट क्लियर नहीं हुआ जो
31 चैप्टर है ना, इसमें 31 चैप्टर.
उस अध्याय के द्वारा तत्व का बोध कराया गया.
दिस 31 चैप्टर.
ठीक है. फोर्थ की कमेंट्री में जो लास्ट लाइन है, पवन का कहाँ पे आ रहा है? नाशम विधाय पवनो यथा धाम अंतर्धानम याति तथा. पवन कहाँ से, पवन का अर्थ क्या लग रहा है?
When there is fire, the air is also there.
पर वो कहीं मूल में नहीं आ रहा और उसका सेंस क्या बैठ रही है? वो तो मतलब जैसे दो बैम्बूज आपस में घर्षण करके उनको अग्नि लगती है, तो वैसे ही यदुओं में आपस में घर्षण करा के उनको, तो ये पवन कहाँ से आ गया? वह्निम इव शांतिम उपैमि.
Okay, then it is fire which becomes unmanifest, not the pavan. Pavan is only doing the nas. It's blazing the fire and then fire becomes unmanifest.
नाशम विधाय पवनम यथा.
Pavano yatha dham antardhanam yati. Pavan there is not in the sloka.
कोई समझ नहीं आ रही पवन का क्या अर्थ बैठ रहा है, किस सेंस में कह रहे हैं?
How does friction happen? Because of the air in the bamboo, right? Then fire happens and then air becomes unmanifest. Air is not doing anything more. After that they are burnt. That's what he's saying.
मतलब जैसे पवन उन दोनों का घर्षण करा के अग्नि को प्रज्वलित करती है, फिर वही अग्नि गायब हो जाती है.
पवन भी तो फिर कुछ नहीं करता है. पवन also becomes quiet. Because he is saying pavano yatha dhama antardham yati. Pavan is in prathama bhakti. So antardhan is pavan only. Means after that there is no action of the air. He just puts the fire and then. So like that he made them fight and he went to his abode.
तो कृष्ण की उपमा यहाँ पे पवन से दी जा रही है.
और कुछ?
हाँ जी बस. तो एक तो और यहाँ पे जो छठा और 7वां श्लोक है उसकी व्याख्या में और मूल में भी आच्छिद्य का
आकृष्य. आच्छिद्य is translated as आकृष्य.
ओके. और इसी के छठवें के ही 1 2 3 4 6th लास्ट लाइन में अनया नौकया एव सुखेन तरिष्यन्ति इति मत्वा एव अगाध इति भविष्य जन. ये तो आगे क्लियर हो गया. ये अगाध कहाँ से, अगाध का अर्थ कैसे लग रहा है? नौका से जो
ऐसा सोच कर, because he is taking the meaning of the word pada as vyavasad, व्यवसाय.
वो पद की व्याख्या तो बाद में कर रहे हैं, उससे जस्ट पहले महाराज.
किंच शोभना श्लोका कविनाम यत्र ताम वितत्य विस्तीर्य जनात परम कौ पृथिव्याम जनस्यमाना जनातनसाम संसारम समुद्रम अनया नौकया एव सुखेन तरिष्यन्ति इति मत्वा एव अगात. मीन्स सोच के वो गए. he left after thinking like this.
अच्छा, ये सोच के कृष्ण अगाध. ठीक. थैंक यू.
Okay. Vilas.
I want to ask about the commentary on the 4th shloka. I heard you read Svena Bhyahananam Anuchitam, and here in the Granthamayan edition we have Uchitam.
Where is it?
In the commentary on the 4th shloka.
Yeah.
What are Svena Bhyahananam Uchitam or Anuchitam? What do you think matches better here?
Svenapi hananam anuchitam.
Okay, so that they cannot kill each other, yeah?
No. It is improper for him to kill them. Svenapi. Krishna.
Good. thank you. And then, just in the beginning, you mentioned about these shlokas on Govardhan, right? So, and Nitaiji mentioned that here in the Granthamanya edition, this one line is missing. So, if we count all the lines without this double line, then the count seems to match what is required to, then it seems to add up to complete verses, isn't it? Or no? Okay.
Okay, Narayanji.
I'm not, just quickly, I'm not able to understand the context of the word, the other meaning to the word pada, which is this nischaya, his determination. But I don't get how it fits within the next 3 sentences of the commentary. What exactly is the point? Can you just...
No, the straightforward meaning is swapadam agat. Okay, swam means his own, padam means place, destination, abode. Agat means he went. He went to his own abode. That is the straightforward meaning. But it is not necessary that you always give straightforward meaning. So he takes the other meaning of the word padam, which means like to make some resolve, basically. Vyavasaya. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kuru nanjana in Bhagavad Gita. That word is used, vyavasaya. So he is taking that meaning. So he says swam padam agat means that he made the resolve.
Okay.
That's all it means. And that's how it
Okay, so I see. So it's just basically just the resolve that, I've been here for 125 years, now I will become unmanifest and so on, right?
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Rajananda.
Yes, Guru Maharaj. I don't understand why the Kshatriya from both sides were considered as a burden, since they are necessary for maintaining the Dharma, and who will replace them for that?
No, that's why I already said he thought that once he leaves, then the Kshatriyas were very powerful, and when you have power, you can misuse it, which happens. There are unlimited examples of this. You give power to somebody, they misuse. So he was apprehensive about that, therefore he did not want to take any risk. So therefore he removed everybody.
But who will be fit to replace them to maintain the order of the society?
Parikshit was there, Vajrnab. Only Vajrnab was remaining, the son of Aniruddha, great grandson of Krishna. So he became the ruler.
Yes, and to reconstitute all the body of Kshatriya. For reconstitute all the body of Kshatriya in the whole empire, how it can be possible?
Well, not everybody was not killed. There were also children who will grow up. It's not that women were killed and old people were killed, and only those who came to fight in the battle they killed. But in Yadu dynasty, only Vajrnab was remaining.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sandeep.
So, it was mentioned after killing the he unmanifested Vrindavan Lila. So here going to Vaikuntha, meaning that this Dwarka was submerged in sea. What about Mathura? Mathura, how was it unmanifest? Because otherwise these 3 things are still given that he constantly remains.
So you are talking about Mathura the place or Mathura the people?
Mathura people also.
So people all went to Dwarka when problem was there. Remember that Mathura people, he shifted everybody from Mathura to Dwarka. when I spoke in my one of the class, then when Vajranath came, everything was empty. So he re-established it.
Okay, as a place will remain.
Where will the place go? How are you going to unmanifest the place? Dwarka, you can say that it was inside the water, so the cities got submerged. But what will you do to the land? Okay.